Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. We have a square between these two important planets happening on August 19, and they are both sitting at 17 degrees. But Saturn is sitting at 17 degrees in the sign of Pisces, and Jupiter is sitting at 17 degrees in the sign of Gemini. If you have any planets between 14 and 20 degrees in the sign of Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo, then you might be feeling this transit the most. However, this square is going to be felt for all of us in the areas of our lives where we have Pisces and Gemini. These two planets are also going to meet in a square in December of this year and also next year. But for now and for this video, we're going to focus on this first square. Now, without further ado, let's start with the 12 zodiac signs. Hello, dear Aries suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Aries, the square between these two planets is happening in August 19, and Saturn is sitting in your 12th house in the sign of Pisces and Jupiter in your 3rd house in the sign of Gemini. This square is happening on August 19, as I said, at 17 degrees in these two signs. So if you have any planets between 14 and 20 in the sign of Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, then you know you're definitely going to feel this a lot in your life associated with that planet or point that you might have in these signs. This is the first square. We're going to have another one in December and then another one next year. Until then, you know, we're going to talk again. But on this video, I want to focus specifically in this conjunction happening on August 19. So for a lot of you Aries, this can talk about a lot of you taking a down-to-earth approach when it comes to your spirituality and the way how you connect to the Creator, to God, to the universe, to different dimensions, to your spiritual practices. For a lot of you, there may be a need to expand maybe in your communications with other people, but it could just be that Saturn in the 12th house is really helping you take practical approaches when it comes to spiritual things. The 12th house is also the house of mental illness. So for a lot of you, Saturn could really be helping you remove any mental illness issues, or at least take practical steps to reduce them or to remove them completely from your life. In ancient astrology, when Saturn is in the 12th house, talks about a stop or a blockage to losses. So I feel like for you Aries specifically, this transit could be more on the positive side than the other signs. So there could be a stop to mental illness. There could be a stop, a roadblock to matters associated with your subconscious mind. And this can be very life-changing because Saturn rules your 10th house of your public reputation and how other people see you. So yes, you could be facing these challenges behind the scenes. Of course, this is for some of you, but Saturn could really be helping you to remove these challenges, to take those practical steps, to be able to release yourself when it comes to your thinking patterns. The 3rd house, where Jupiter is sitting on, is the house of our thought process, of the way how we communicate with others. So Jupiter here wants to heal the way how you think. Jupiter wants to heal and expand and improve the way how you communicate with others. And I really like this transit for you Aries. And of course there is a square here, there's a tension, there's some difficulty here, but the square is also a call for action. Okay, so for a lot of you, you may have the chance to take some action to face something associated with all the things that I just mentioned, so that you can expand in the way how you think and the way how you communicate with other people. For others of you Aries, this transit can talk about a strong need to learn something new, some new skill set, to learn something, but doing so behind the scenes. Saturn here is inviting you to spend more time in isolation so that you can learn something very clearly, dive deep into it. And that's because Jupiter rules the third house of learning, and Saturn again is sitting in your 12th house. At the same time, for some of you Aries, Saturn could be doing the opposite thing, to where it is stopping you from isolating yourself. Again, Saturn in the 12th house could remove the roadblocks, remove the isolation, stop the isolation, so that you can communicate more effectively and express yourself more effectively with other people. If you are in the writing industry, then Saturn could create some tension here with the need to spend more time by yourself so that you can focus more, so that you can be able to publish whatever you need to publish. If you are in the sales industry, in the marketing, in sales business, and also in car sales, then Saturn could be wanting you to spend some more time either by yourself, or become more spiritual and believe in God, and like kind of giving your words to God, to the universe, to the creator when it comes to your work, to your job. This transit for some of you Aries can maybe talk about hidden enemies. The 12th house is the house of hidden enemies that could restrict you from achieving some goal associated with your third house matters, with maybe communications, emails that you need to do, phone calls and things like that. Or you can talk about maybe your need to express your belief system with other people, because Jupiter rules your 9th house. But you need to first do some grounding with spirituality, with self-isolation, or even mental struggles that some of you may be going through, Aries. This is what I have for you for this transit. Please let me know down in the comments how things are going for you, and if you resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Taurus, Taurus suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction. The square between these two planets is happening exact on August 19, but the effects of it are going to be felt for a little while, and that is because these two planets are also coming back to a square in December of this year, but also in the next year, and until then, of course, we're going to talk about it again. But for this first square, Tauruses, Saturn is sitting in your 11th house, and Jupiter is sitting in your 2nd house. This is a financial activation. For a lot of you, this square talks about taking action when it comes to increasing your finances. Jupiter wants to expand your resources, wants you to have maybe multiple streams of income. It wants you to increase your resources. However, Saturn in the 11th, in the house of long-term dreams and goals, may have a lot of you Tauruses needing to work harder, needing to work more, to take extra steps, to take practical steps, to be able to boost your finances and increase your income. For a lot of you, you may have a lot of desire, a lot of ideas, even wisdom with Jupiter in the 2nd house, again, to increase your personal income. But Saturn in the 11th could bring blockages in the way that you maybe have not achieved your wanted and desired results just yet. However, the square here talks about taking action. So for a lot of you, you may have some aha moment to where you realize you need to work maybe a bit harder to increase your finances. You need to take your practical steps. Maybe create a structure, create a balance sheet, your expenses, your income, where your money is going, how much you're spending for other people, how much money you need to spend when it comes to your self-care, to your mental health also. And that is because Jupiter rules your 8th house of the subconscious level. Again, there may be a need for a lot of you Tauruses to reassess your financial strategy with this transit, but again, there is an action that needs to be taken here. For others of you, there may be some clash when it comes to your values with a friend or a group of friends, to where you realize maybe the people that surround you do not think like you or do not have the same values as you do. And so there is a tension being created here. Maybe you realize that maybe these people are even blocking you to achieve your long-term dreams and goals for the future. This transit could bring into your attention your self-worth associated with the people that surround you. Maybe you might be noticing that friend that keeps you down, or maybe highlights the bad things that could have happened in your life. This transit could really highlight those things, and Saturn here wants you to be more mature when it comes to the way how you approach to your friends and your acquaintances. These could also be friends that maybe keep you in fantasy, that maybe are not down to earth, with Saturn being the sign of Pisces. So keep that in mind, that Saturn wants you to ground yourself and wants you to be down to earth. For others of you Tauruses, this aspect may create that need to work really, really hard to increase your finances. But what I love about this transit is that it may have an impact on your career and public reputation. And that is because this cycle between Saturn and Jupiter has actually started back in December 2020, when these two were conjunct in your 10th house of career and public reputation. So now these two coming to a square may highlight things that you need to let go of to be able to expand in your finances, in your career, in your public reputation, and to be able to increase your self-worth, your values, who you are as a person, maybe to pursue your talents, to express your talents also more freely. For others of you Tauruses, this square may put into attention the need to spend more money, but there could be a long-term goal that you have in your mind that keeps you from it. For example, maybe you want to spend more money to go on like a long distance trip, a long distance vacation, with Saturn being the ruler of your 9th house of international travels. But now with Saturn in the 11th house, you realize that maybe I want to increase my finances first, so I'm going to put this desire aside and realize what my priorities are. And on the other hand, this transit may talk about, yes, keeping this desire, but realizing that I need to work more, I need to increase my income more to be able to achieve this desire, and want to travel abroad, to meet people of different backgrounds, to even learn a foreign language. And another thing that I see for some of you Tauruses with this square is the need to learn a foreign language, to speak with acquaintances, with masses, especially if you are in industries, that are customer service facing. You might need to learn a foreign language to be able to increase your skill set and increase your income, to be able to talk with more people, and of course increase your self-worth with the 2nd house where Jupiter is residing, being the house of self-worth and self-confidence. All in all, I feel like for a lot of your Tauruses, Saturn here wants to teach you some practicality, and these could be the themes of this square. For a lot of you, you may realize and sit down to, take your pen or, use your computer to put practical steps in achieving a long-term dream goal, or becoming more down to earth when it comes to your friends and acquaintances, the social media, also the way how you approach the people that know you with this transit. And Jupiter again wants to expand your self-worth, wants to expand your income, to increase your income, but there are some practical steps that need to be taken in place, and this square is going to highlight that. So keep a light heart. This too shall pass, as I say for all transits. If this brings difficulties in your life, just take it slower. Remember, Saturn is a slower planet. Take it slow, step by step. Understand the areas you need to improve. Saturn is like the reality check, so be realistic in goals that maybe are way up there, and that's another thing with Saturn in the 11th house of dreams, and also in the Pisces sign. Are your dreams realistic? Saturn square Jupiter is going to highlight that. If your desires and wants have been like up there, not very attainable, then this square is going to highlight the thing and highlight the areas that you need to work on to be able to achieve your long-term dreams and goals in the future. Okay, Tauruses, please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And as always, if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Geminis, Gemini suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to the Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. The exact square between these two planets is happening on August 19. However, the effects of it are going to be felt for a long time, and that is because these two planets are also coming back in a square in December, but also next year. Until then, of course, we're going to talk about it again. But for this first square, Geminis, happening between your 10th and 1st house, talks about challenges that some of you could feel when it comes to expressing yourself, your identity, who you are as a person, in the way how the public perceives you, in the way how other people know you. This square may put into attention the need that you have to speak truth about your identity, to realize that maybe certain things, certain people also, especially could be a partner, maybe are holding you back from expressing your authenticity and who you are as a person and how you want to be known. There could be some struggles here when it comes to ideas, especially associated with your career, with your business, maybe with Saturn being in the 10th house. Saturn in the 10th house, for a lot of you Geminis, is having you reassess your career, public reputation, your status, your public status, maybe even your marriage for some of you, because this is an angular house. This is very important for you Geminis. So this square may create some tension here between your identity and what you want to be known into the world. If you have a career, then Saturn wants you to take practical steps one by one to be able to express yourself freely in your career, in your job, in how other people know you, if you're not in the work industry. For a lot of you Geminis, Jupiter is maybe giving you the optimism to take steady steps, to express yourself, to reform your identity, to reinvent yourself, to expand on who you are as a person. So you may have a desire to just express yourself in the most optimistic way. Be very hopeful about the future with Jupiter transiting your 1st house. However, Saturn in the 10th, again, wants you to take steady steps. So there could be some tension here, something that happens maybe in your job, in your career, in your marriage, that makes you realize that I need to take it slower. I need to take practical steps to boost my self-confidence and express myself freely. And this can be associated with the way how you approach maybe to your bosses. Do you have any kind of fear, any self-sabotaging patterns in the way how you approach to them, to authority figures in your life? And that is because Saturn actually rules your 8th house of fears, self-sabotaging patterns, the thought process, the darker side of our subconscious level. So for a lot of you, Saturn wants you with this transit, or it highlights with this transit, the need to heal and take practical steps to improve your self-talk, to remove your fears again, to remove your self-sabotaging patterns. There could also again be fears or traumas in the past, maybe with authority figures, that could come into attention with this square during this transit, and then you might realize that, okay, maybe I need to do more meditation, maybe I need to be braver, and I need to embrace my weaknesses, my strengths, or literally lay out a plan for myself to be able to express myself freely into the world, at my job, at my career, in my marriage, and also the way how other people know me in general, and the one-on-one relationships with others. Jupiter rules your 7th house of partnerships, and that's why I'm mentioning a marriage here. I'm mentioning partners. I'm mentioning one-on-one relationships. There is some type of reinvention that wants to take place here. But what I do love about this square, Geminis, is that whatever actions you decide to take with this transit, just know that it might have long-term effects. Like, I absolutely love this. It's not like a Uranus transit that happens overnight. This is a Saturn transit, that whatever you want to expand and make better when it comes to your identity, public reputation, the way how other people know you, could have long-term effects. And I really, really like it. And what kind of long-term effects is having? Well, it's connecting to Jupiter. So it takes Jupiterian effects that you may come across as wiser, more optimistic, more fun to be around. Now, during this time with a square, it could feel like you have the entire weight of the world on your shoulders. Absolutely, this is happening in an angular house. Again, it's also activating your 4th and 7th house. It's activating your entire life, all of your aspects. But it's necessary to happen there so that you can take, again, necessary steps, steady steps to express yourself more freely, but also build a more steady career, public reputation, and also status that you may have into the world. The other thing that I love about this square, Geminis, is that yes, you might need to work really hard to remove blockages and challenges in your career and public reputation, also in your status, maybe in your marriage, maybe in your partnerships, maybe in contracts and agreements that you have in place. However, this square brings those challenges, but there's also rewards coming afterwards. And remember, with Saturn, yes, we have challenges, but the rewards are afterwards, and they're usually long-lasting. Of course, it depends on your personal chart, but generally speaking, the positive effects out of it are long-lasting. The results could maybe be felt, especially next year when Jupiter moves into exalted sign of Cancer. Wonderful results could come out of it, especially in your finances, again, in your career, public reputation, in your status. But there's some work that needs to be taking place with this transit. Please let me know, Geminis, how things are going for you. This is what I have for this transit for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Cancers, Cancer suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. The square between these two planets is happening exactly on August 19th, and this is the first square. We're gonna have another one in December of this year, and then another one next year. So until then, we're gonna talk about it again. But for this first square, this is happening between your 9th house, where Saturn is sitting, and your 12th house, where Jupiter is sitting. For a lot of your Cancers, this square could bring up topics related to your subconscious mind and things that influence here. Generally speaking, the 12th house does not have boundaries, so we feel a bit more fragile and delicate on the way how we interact with the world when it comes to 12th house matters. So this square is having a lot of you Cancers realize and understand what things are influencing you when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your belief system, the way how you interact with the world, anything that you have interests on, anything that you like to research about. And this square could make you understand that maybe there are certain things that are not doing you well. There could be some negativity that could be affecting you. Even people that don't share the same belief system with you, you could realize that they're holding you back. Saturn in the 9th house is destroying old structures and building new ones for you. It wants you to take practical steps in your belief system, in the way how you see the world, and the way how you are hopeful about the future. And Jupiter in the 12th house wants you to expand on your spirituality, wants you to expand on your connection with the Creator, with God, with the universe. So there's a tension being created here. You might understand for some of you Cancers that there could be some certain belief systems that are holding you back, and they need to be maybe taken rid of. You might need to remove them. For others of you Cancers, and I think this is very specific, there could be issues associated with international travels. Maybe there are international travel legal matters that need to be addressed before some of you Cancers move abroad, move to a foreign country, move to a foreign place with this square. This may also talk about pure legal matters that a lot of you are dealing with behind the scenes, hidden from the public eye. There could be some documentation that needs to be reviewed, that needs to be brought up so that you can protect yourself legally, and you may just be doing so behind the scenes and hidden from the public eye. For others of you, there could be a need to learn a foreign language, to be able to expand in your knowledge and your interactions with foreigners, with immigrants, with people from different backgrounds, and also to just travel internationally. If you are publishing something, then Saturn in the 9th house wants you to take steady steps, one by one, so that you can have a successful work behind the scenes. You know, if you are writing something, if you are researching something, or simply if you are studying kind of behind the scenes about spiritual matters, then Saturn may be wanting a lot of you Cancers to take steady steps, program your time, dedicate some time on a daily basis to these things so that you can become wise, you can become a spiritual teacher associated, or simply a teacher associated with anything that you are interested in. Because the 9th house is really the house of anything that we believe in, anything that we research about, that we are interested in. It's not associated necessarily with your career, it's more associated with things that you want to learn about, you want to know about. And for example, you know, if you're somebody in the financial industry, then you have maybe an interest in like healthcare things, in diets, you know, if in workouts, and that's like something that you want to learn about and you want to dive deep into. So it's not your career, but it's something that you are so interested in. And this square is literally creating some tension into your life to make you understand and realize that maybe some belief systems about things that you're interested in are not working. They need to be destroyed, they need to be removed, cleared from your life, so that you can take on a lighter heart, maybe to have a more optimistic approach about your life, about the Creator, about God, about the universe, you know, and about the future, because Jupiter is sitting in the 12th house that rules all these things. Unfortunately, this aspect could also bring the death maybe of a spiritual leader that you might have in your life, a spiritual guru, somebody that has mentored you. Obviously, that's the case for some of you Cancers, but could definitely be there. And that is something that, shakes up your world and makes you change the perspective that you have about, again, the universe, about the world, about spirituality. Lastly, if you have disruptions when it comes to your sleep, which is ruled by the 12th house, then Saturn maybe wants you to take some practical steps in improving your wealth, your ability to sleep better, to have better dreams, by having you do more research, interact with people of different backgrounds, of different knowledges, so that you can have a better sleep for yourself and connect in a nicer, more lighter way with yourself, the universe, and other dimensions. I think there could also be a partner here that changes your perspective of things, with Saturn being the ruler of your 7th house. There could be a partner that changes your belief system, the way how you think about the world, and this person could literally create that tension into your life to where you realize that, okay, maybe this approach that I've taken before is not the right one. Or it could be that you are the one that shakes the world of a partner of yours, of course, if you have one. The 7th house that Saturn rules is also the house of contracts and agreements. So again, there could be some contracts and agreements associated with foreign travels, with visas, immigration issues specifically that need to be reviewed. There could be some extra documentation that needs to be given, or there could be some kind of release here. Maybe something happens with your documentation that it's finally completed or finally moving. Again, with a square, there's an action that needs to be taken. Jupiter rules your 6th house, and again, be careful with your sleeping schedule. Make sure you sleep enough and you take care of your physical body. Make sure that you rest enough, but also into taking practical steps. Again, we have practicality that needs to be practiced here when it comes to your daily routines, your schedules, to be able to, yes, accomplish what you need to accomplish on a daily basis, but also to rest enough and to have that connection with the Creator, with spirituality, God, the universe, whatever you believe in. But this is what I have for you, Cancers. I hope this square is going to be light for you. Of course, we have Saturn here. This should be more on the challenging side, but just know that things happen for a reason, and tension is there to take us a step further into our progression. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Leos, Leo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Leos, the square is happening, or the first square is happening on August 19. And for you, it's happening between your 8th and 11th house. We're going to have another square of these two planets in December of this year, and also another one next year. So until then, we're going to talk about it. But for this first square, Leos, there is a tension that's being created here between your aspirations and goals for the future and your fears. This square may highlight or may bring into attention for a lot of you Leos some self-sabotaging patterns, fears, and traumas that could be blocking you when it comes to achieving your long-term dreams and goals for the future. Jupiter is asking, or is bringing into attention, the need and desire to like reach for the stars, to reach your long-term dreams and goals, to achieve something important for you, to give meaning into your life associated with something, some important goal that you want to be achieving. However, Saturn in the 8th house is showing you that there could be blockages associated with your self-sabotaging patterns and your subconscious mind. For some of you Leos, this square, something could happen that just brings this tension and this need to address fears. Okay, like it's not an easy transit, but it's something that wants you to mature when it comes to your inner world, the way how you talk to yourself, again, your fears, your traumas from the past, and your self-sabotaging patterns. Saturn is the planet of maturity, and it really wants you to solidify and become stronger when it comes to all of these topics associated with your 8th house matters. And again, Jupiter wants you to expand in your 11th house, in something that you want to be achieving in the future, but there is some work, some practical work that you need to be doing when it comes to your shadow side. And Saturn in the 8th house wants you to take care of your mental health. Something happens that, again, could highlight the need for you to maybe do yoga, meditate, take the right supplements, just take care of your mental health, to realize what things could bring you down, to be more careful with the things that you see, the things that you read, the people that you are around, to really put boundaries when it comes to your shadow side, to even stop negative thinking. There is some I've had enough that could be associated with this transit, and I know that could be difficult with the square being here, but it's definitely necessary, because honestly, I say this all the time, that if you are able to master yourself, to master your shadow side, then you are transformed. Like you can literally achieve anything in this world. I feel like the 8th house is overlooked. The 8th house is the house of transformation. You can become very powerful. No wonder why the 8th house is associated with power. You can become powerful by having this big transformation into your life. And Saturn here, Leos, is forcing you in some way to take practical steps to transform yourself in your subconscious level. It's asking you to put the right schedules in place, to wake up earlier, or to take care of your mental health, to be able to have some kind of transformation and dealing with fears and traumas of the past. Now, obviously, this is not going to be the case for everyone. For others of you Leos, there could be some blockage when it comes to your shared resources. Maybe you want to achieve something, some goal that you have, but there could be some restrictions that are associated with your finances, that maybe there needs some extra work to be taken in place, to work a bit harder, to be able to have the finances in check to achieve some type of long-term dream and goal that you may have. I would advise for others of you Leos to please take care of your taxes, insurances during this time, because there could be blockages, challenges associated with them. So be careful with this side. There could also be topics for some of you Leos that come up associated with a friend that you maybe have lent money to. The 8th house is the house of loans, of money that we own or we give to other people, or that we share with somebody else. So this connection with the 11th house can bring some tension here. Maybe you're asking the money back from a friend, or it could be that they are asking the money back from you, if you've asked them for money. There could also be maybe the need to provide documentation for some of you Leos associated with a loan, with a mortgage, and simply maybe the need to go more into details when it comes to some type of loan that you may be taking, some type of mortgage, or just money from somebody else. You might need to go into details, provide more documentation, but really read the fine print and go into details when it comes to loans that could really be helping you achieve that long-term dream and goal that you may have for the future. For some of you Leos, this square could bring some jealousy issues with a friend, can bring them to the surface. It could be that you or them explode when it comes to jealousy issues, and even trust issues with this transit. So keep that in mind. That could also be a possibility for some of you. This square could also show self-sabotaging patterns when it comes to your expansion in social media, in the way how you interact with your acquaintances, with the world, with the masses, literally social media posting. There could be some structure here that wants to be put in place with Saturn in the 8th house, some transformation that needs to happen within you so that you become more consistent and put some regular schedule in place to be able to have a bigger social media reach, of course, if you're interested in that, or to expand your networks and the way how you interact with others. This is what I have for you, Leos, with this transit. Please let me know how things are going for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Virgos, Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Virgos, the first square between Saturn and Jupiter is happening on August 19, and for you is happening between your 7th and your 10th houses. Saturn is sitting in your 7th house and Jupiter is sitting in your 10th house. This may talk about a need, a desire, a want for a lot of you Virgos to expand in your career and public reputation. But for some of you, it could be that with this square, you realize that there could be a partner that is kind of making you feel restricted and not being able to embrace your highest potential. There could, if you're not in a partnership, this square can show for some of your Virgos that you need to revise some documents, some agreements that you've had in place before, that you need to go back to them, and they could be restrictive to you in one way or another to be able to expand in your career and public reputation. I want to give an example with that in finance. For example, you can work for a certain bank, you have an agreement going on, you're working over there, but then you want to have a second job maybe with another bank, and there's some type of agreement here, some type of a contract that does not let you work in both places. So this like a simple scenario, but could definitely be something for some of you Virgos. This square for others of you can talk about becoming more realistic about your relationships. This can be business relationships or romantic relationships. Saturn here in the 7th house wants you to become more mature about them, take a practical approach, maybe become a bit more detached, and develop boundaries with somebody that's important into your life. And if you don't have a partner, then this can talk about one-on-one relationships. Maybe for some of your Virgos, having Pisces in the 7th house can talk about not having the right boundaries with one-on-one relationships. And Saturn here is asking you, or is making you through different situations in your life to understand that yes, you need to set some boundaries with certain people, and that in some way affects the way how other people see you. It affects your status. It just the Jupiter is sitting in the most visible house of your chart, so a lot of people can definitely see what could be happening in your life at this time. Saturn here for some of you Virgos with this square can make you want to go back to being realistic and being maybe the bigger person when it comes to your partnerships, and again maybe just setting boundaries and being more down to earth when it comes to them. Jupiter in the 10th house can feel like you want to be seen into the world, to get the spotlight, but there is something that you need to fix when it comes to your partnerships. And not only that, this square is very important for you, Virgos, because it's activating your 4th and 1st house. It's in an angular house. So it could be that the restriction maybe is simply you, yourself, your personality. So Saturn here opposing your 1st house maybe will bring into attention, the need to reassess yourself, to understand that maybe you need to take a more practical approach in the way how you want to show up in the public eye. Maybe set a list in place, or do a schedule, just like take practical steps in the way how you want to be seen in public with other people. This can also talk about tension that could be created with family members. I mentioned a partner maybe not letting you express yourself freely in your career and public reputation, but it could also very well be a family member, whether it's your parents, somebody you live with, even your roommates. Somebody that you live with you could realize that they are maybe restricting you. On another note, it can be that somebody really gives you a very mature advice that helps you take the action. This is a square. It needs an action to take the action to take a more expansive approach when it comes to your career, public reputation. So this can, take 2 different ways. Jupiter rules your 4th house, so it could definitely be a family member that wants to support you to expand in your career and your public reputation. But again, there is some restriction here, either with yourself, your personality, or a partner in your life, or some type of agreement if you don't have a partner. I think I have also another scenario that's like very specific, but it could be said that for some of you Virgos, sorry, I'm trying to talk today. For some of you Virgos, there could be an open enemy that is kind of blocking a healthy relationship with you and your boss, because the 10th house is the house of bosses, and the 7th house is considered as the house of open enemies. So be aware of that. There could be some tension. There could be you realizing that somebody could block your way. This square on a lighter, on a positive tone, can also bring work opportunities that bring more maturity, more stability in your marriage, in your partnership, in your household. There could be some career opportunity or something that puts you in the spotlight that brings blessings and stability in your household, in your marriage, and also your individuality. Lastly, for some of you Virgos, this square can talk about a change of status, to where you either take a relationship to the next level. Maybe you go from dating to boyfriend and girlfriend, or engaged to married, or it could be that you decide to take different routes with a partner, with somebody that's been in your life, in a way that could look like the end of the world, but most likely it's going to benefit the way how other people see you. And again, that is because Jupiter is transiting and blessing and protecting the 10th house of yours, or of career, public reputation, and how other people see you. With this square, Virgos, you may also have a desire and the opportunity to be seen and to be visible. However, you may need to take practical steps in your physical body, because as I mentioned, the 1st house is also getting triggered. Maybe wearing like very mature clothing, looking like a businesswoman or a businessman, taking a certain approach when it comes to your physical body and how other people see you, to be able to give a more mature and wiser image to the other people when it comes to yourself and your individuality. But this is what I have for you, Virgos. I feel like I've covered most of the scenarios with this square. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Libras, Libra suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Libras, on August 19, we have a square between Saturn in the 6th house in the sign of Pisces and Jupiter in your 9th house in the sign of Gemini. There's going to be another square between these two planets in December and then another one during the next year, but we're going to talk about them when the time comes. As for now, I want to focus on this one, and this square is happening at 17 degrees. So if you have any planets, any points around 14 to 20, then you might feel this the most. Again, in the signs of Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. So Libras, this square is happening between your 6th and 9th house. With this square, there could be some tension associated with foreign travels. You may be wanting to travel the world, desiring to go somewhere, buy a ticket, travel, expand your horizons, learn something new, meet people of different backgrounds. But there could be responsibilities at home that could restrict you. There could either be responsibilities in your day-to-day life or responsibilities and duties associated with your job. For others of you, this square can talk about the need and the importance of taking your job more seriously, being more practical when it comes to it, following the right schedules, being punctual, staying ahead of things, being a perfectionist when it comes to your job. The 6th house is also the house of health, and the 9th house is the house of travel. So it could be that for some of you Libras, you may have the need and desire to go abroad, maybe for medical reasons. However, you could feel some restrictions when it comes to your health in doing so. So there's a bit of a challenge with this plan. For others of you, you may need to take on more job responsibilities, but there could be something that needs to be learned first. The 9th house is the house of learning, is the house of degrees, going to university. So for a few of you, you may really need to go back to school to study something so that you can expand or become more mature when it comes to your day-to-day job and your work responsibilities. And for some of you, it could even be associated with learning a foreign language so that you are able to communicate with your coworkers, and again, appear more mature, take on more responsibilities at work. This transit for others of you Libras can talk about taking a more of a practical way when it comes to taking care of your physical body, being more careful with what you eat, with working out, with your diet, with your supplements, just taking care of your health. And you may realize that in order to heal something physically, you need to learn first. You need to study, go out there, research, maybe meet people who can mentor you when it comes to your physical health and who can teach you, about diet, about food, about all these things that could be associated with your health. You may feel like there's a tension here. For some of you, you may feel like you really want to be out and about and enjoy life and read and research about things that you love and meet people and have fun. But Saturn in the 6th house talks about being burdened with responsibilities. So there could be a tension here, but with Saturn, we are also invited to be mature about the way how we go about our day-to-day life. So keep that in mind with this tense aspect. The solution could be to just be very careful with the way how you go about your day-to-day life. This can also talk about publishing for some of you Libras. If you are planning to write a book, to publish something for the people to read, or just publish in general, some research work you've done, things like that, then Saturn is creating some tension here so that you take practical steps on a day-to-day life, to write your book, to do your research, to, you know, create some type of structure so that you can eventually publish it and expand it, because Jupiter really wants you to expand in your ninth house. But there's a lot of work that needs to be made with Saturn squaring Jupiter. Saturn rules your fourth house, so it could be that maybe some family member that might be sick, might have health issues, is kind of restricting you in going out there and exploring the world and traveling. Or it could be that the place where you live in, the country, the city that you live in, could feel somewhat restricting to you in your day-to-day life, in running your errands and doing things like that, in a way to where it doesn't make you feel very optimistic. So this square is going to highlight that, if that's the case for you. Jupiter rules your third house, so again, there is a need here, I think, for a lot of you Libras to learn something. The third house is the house of certifications, the ninth house is the house of degrees, so there might be a need to learn something new, to sit down, study, take practical steps into increasing and expanding your knowledge, so that you know, can become more mature again and take on more responsibilities in your day-to-day life, in the way how you take care of your physical body, and also in the way how you interact with your co-workers on a daily basis. But this is what I have for you Libras for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, you know, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello dear Scorpio, Scorpio suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction. The square between these two planets, Scorpios, is happening on August 19, and this will be the first square. We're going to have another one in December and then another one next year, but until then, you know, we're going to talk about it. Let's focus on this first one. This is happening at 17 degrees, so if you have any planets around 14 to 20 in the sign of Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and a Virgo, then you might feel this the most. But I feel like for a lot of you Scorpios, oh my goodness, you're going through some deep transformation in your life. These two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, met together in December 2020 in your fourth house, and we had that full moon in Capricorn that I did a whole video about, that is retouching that point. And then we also have Pluto that is transiting the same place. So I feel like there's a lot of transformation going on in your life, but the connection to this transit is the fact that Jupiter is transiting your 8th house, which is also the house of transformation. So Scorpios, you are probably experiencing big changes, big transformations in your household, your identity, your public reputation, your partnerships, everywhere. But again, I want to focus on this transit now. And as I said, Jupiter is in your 8th house. It wants you to heal from self-sabotaging patterns. It wants you to heal from your fears, from traumas that might have happened in the past. But the square from Saturn is asking you to take practical steps to maybe do so through some creative ability that you have, some hobby that you may have. Saturn is asking to take an important practical approach into dealing with your 8th house matters and trying to heal, you know, from darker things in our subconscious mind. The square between Saturn in the 5th house and Jupiter can also talk about the need to sit down with a child, if you have children, to talk through things together, to go through the past and try to heal, you know, traumas that could be done to them or done to you, and try to resolve some kind of tension that you could have with that person. The eighth house is also the house of shared resources and finances and investments, and Scorpios love to make a lot of money. So for some of you, this square can bring you into attention the fact that you might have been going after money for too long. Obviously, that's the case for some of you, but could definitely be the scenario for this transit. You could have just gone after money and worked hard to increase your finances, and then maybe your relationship to your children has suffered, or your relationship with your inner child, with yourself, with being playful with life could have been suffering. Or it could be that maybe your romantic life has not been doing well. So Saturn is creating a tension here and making you realize that you need to slow down in all of your fifth house matters. Again, sit down maybe with a child, spend more time with them, or to take a more mature and practical approach when it comes to dating, when it comes to picking the right partner for you. Saturn in the fifth can also talk about spending more time, having fun, enjoying life, but doing so in a mature way, to where you don't go crazy with like spending a lot of money with having fun, because again, the eighth house is a house of finances. Or it can talk about being more mature with entertainment and with using your shared resources and shared finances that you have maybe with a family member or with a partner. Jupiter rules your second house, so there's definitely maybe an activation of your finances, but again, Saturn is asking you to value your hobbies, your creativity, to be able to increase your finances, to increase your investments, to expand in that area of your life. There could also be some transformation associated with your intimacy. Again, you might take a more mature approach with flirting, with approaching people in a way that it transforms the way how you are intimate with others, and it gives you a different perspective on how you spend time with them in the bedroom. The fifth house is also the house of your childhood, so Saturn here could be wanting you to go back into things that maybe have scared you in the past, again with Jupiter in the eighth house, and dive deep into it and try to fix it and heal it, or at least to take on practical approaches to move away from them, to detach yourself from them. Saturn is detachment. To mature from them and understand that things happened in a certain way because they were meant to, or somebody had a reason for it. And so Jupiter in the eighth house wants you to heal these traumas from the past, and Saturn is inviting you to take the right steps. Now, is this easy? Absolutely not. Like, this is a square, but it invites you to have the transformation. Okay, don't forget what I said in the beginning. Pluto, your ruler, is in the fourth house. It's transforming your inner world, your emotional world, your household, the place that you live in, but especially your inner world. And again, with this activation of the eighth house can also talk about the same thing. If you are in the industry of dealing with other people's finances, then this square can talk about some tension that can be created during this time, to be more practical, to have structures in place in the way how you manage other people's money and the way how you manage your clients. This can also bring into attention the need to have multiple hobbies, but again, be structured about it. With Gemini being in your fifth house, which is a dual sign, and you can have multiple hobbies, you can even make money out of it, but you have to put structures in place. Saturn again wants to discipline you so that you can expand in your eighth house matters, which is the house of shared resources, finances, and money that comes from other people's money that you get from your clients, from your investments, from insurances, taxes, and things like that. This tension here can also give you, some of your Scorpios, the opportunity to overcome some of your fears so that you can take a better approach to your creative and artistic abilities by giving more credit to yourself, by being more self-confident. And that is because Jupiter rules your second house of self-worth. So the square here can make you understand that I have these wonderful talents, these creative abilities. I can make things out of my hand. I can design things in my computer. I can make a garden. I can do all this, create all these things. And I want to overcome my self-sabotaging patterns associated with it so that I can develop my skill set, my talents in a more mature and practical way. So there is some tension here, some action that could be taken from some of you Scorpios to come into realization when it comes to these things. Again, there is some wonderful opportunities with this square to overcome childhood traumas, to heal your relationship with your children, to put your finances in the right order, in the right place, to take practical steps and have some structure going on, but also by valuing yourself and by valuing the way how you talk to yourself and how you talk to other people also. This is what I have for you, Scorpios, for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Sagittarius, Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Sagittarius, on August 19, we have the first square between Saturn and Jupiter, which are sitting in your 4th and 7th houses, respectively. We're going to have another square in December and then another one next year, but until then, we have time. We're going to talk about it in the future, but for now, in this video, I want to focus on this first square. This is a very, very important for you, Sagittarius. This is activating angular houses for you. You can have changes, maybe some tension created in your identity, who you are as a person, in your household, and how you communicate and interact with your people, also your partnerships, but also your public reputation, your career, public status, how other people see you. For a lot of you Sagittarius, there can be a desire, a want to take a partnership to the next level, especially a romantic one. However, it could be that literally a family member does not agree with it. So there's tension and fights that could be created out of this in your life. For others of you Sagittarius, if you don't have a romantic partner, then this could be a business partner that maybe some family member does not agree with you going into a partnership with them. And this can be a parent, this can be a sibling, this can be people that you live with in your household. And lastly, the 7th house is also the house of contracts and agreements. So it could be that you want to expand and get into some type of contract in your life, but again, there's a restriction that comes from a family member. And for others of you now, you may want to start some agreement, some contract, but it could be that the place that you live in is restricting you. Maybe you don't live in the same country, maybe you don't live in the same city as this where this contract can take place. Or if you're pursuing a partner, then it could be that you're maybe not living in the same place, you have some long distance issue going on here, and there's some restriction that could go on with this transit. You may need to take a relationship to the next level also with this square. again, this could be the case for some of you, but it could be that a partner, it says, are we moving in together or not? Are we taking this to the next level or not? So it could be that there's some tension here. You may feel a bit restricted, with Saturn transiting the fourth house of your emotions. You may feel like maybe you're not ready yet, or it could be the other way around, to where the other person feels like that. This can also mean moving out with somebody, maybe closing something with someone, but in a way that you eventually might feel a bit liberated, and you might feel like after this person is gone, your partnerships, your relationships on one-on-one are flourishing. But you might feel the effects of this maybe next year when Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer, which is the sign where Jupiter is exalted. But for now, there could be conversations and tension going on related to these things. There can also be issues associated with your self-worth and self-confidence, in the way how you talk to yourself and how you feel about yourself. And that is because Saturn rules your second house of self-worth. And so you might feel like you don't feel very heard. You may feel like you want to put boundaries with some family member or somebody that you're living with, or with a partner, to again feel more appreciated, to feel more stable or stabilized in your household and in your home. During this time, for others of you Sagittarius, you may have the opportunity to acquire and buy some property that could turn out to be very stable in the long run. But again, there could be some disagreement or some contracts that need to be put in place, or some extra documentation, some details that you have to go through to be able to have more properties, real estate properties, for yourself. For others of you Sagittarius, this square can make you understand and realize that you might be feeling a bit restricted at home. You may feel like you're not expressing yourself freely. You may not feel as appreciated. And so, Saturn can bring those low vibe feelings when it transits the fourth house. But it could be that a family member, a partner especially, or even yourself, again, your first house is also being triggered, but somebody or you might just go on the other side of this feeling, take that big leap to understand that yes, there's optimism on the other side, there's a better thing coming in the future, feeling more hopeful, more optimistic about what's coming in front of you. And that is because, again, Jupiter is transiting your seventh house, triggering your first house. So after taking some type of action with the square being here, you may feel like there is optimism and hope on the other side of things. This square for others of you Sagittarius can bring the need to sit down with someone and speak the truth, go back into things that could have bothered you in the past, in a way that you are relieved and you feel healed. You can heal your partnerships with this transit. Again, there's tension created here, there's some type of confrontation, but there's definitely an opportunity to heal, to be liberated when it comes to some type of partnership, or when it comes to your identity and who you are as a person. If you're not in a partnership, that it could be that you are diving into your inner world. Again, fourth house, a house of emotions, and it's activating in a square your first house of identity, who you are as a person. So it could be that you are the person that says, I've had enough of these low feelings, of these restrictions that I've done for myself when it comes to the way how I feel about myself, and I want to take a different approach. I want to be more positive. I want to think that my life can get better, and I have the opportunity to expand in who I am as a person, my identity, and things like that. For others of you, it could be that the restriction could come from maybe an authority figure, maybe your career. It could be that you want to become more stable at your job, but there is some need to put some attention into your partnership, into your marriage. Maybe you're spending a lot of hours working. So it could be that a partner tells you, well, you know, I'm here too. Or it could be that your physical body tells you, hey, you need to take care of yourself. And you might really need to put a lot of attention in the way how you dress, the way how you come into the world, how other people see you, with this tension created here with this square. So keep in mind to take care of your physical health and of your emotional needs. And don't forget, Jupiter is your ruler. You could be the initiator of all these things. You might be one of the signs that feels this the most, but remember that, you know, yes, there could be challenges, but this too shall pass. As I say, for every transit, it is meant to be here to teach our things and take a more practical, down-to-earth approach to our problems and issues, so that, you know, we can get the benefits, the long-lasting benefits out of it. And with Saturn being here, I know like most of the people are scared. What I love about Saturn is that, yes, it puts us through so many challenges and roadblocks, but after we come out of it, we come with effects that are long lasting, with lessons that are long lasting. So keep that in mind. If you take action during this time, the odds are that it's going to be long lasting. Okay, this is what I have for you, Sagittarius, for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, you know, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Capricorns, Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Capricorns, this first square between Saturn and Jupiter is happening on August 19 in your 3rd house and in your 6th house at 17 degrees. So if you have any planets or points between 14 to 20 degrees in the sign of Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo, then you might feel this transit the most. But for you, Capricorns, how can this unfold? For some of you, you may need to really take practical approaches when it comes to learning some new skill, learning something new, so that you can expand at your job in the responsibilities that you have at work, or to have a more constructive and disciplined way in the way how you talk to other people, to sound more mature, to be more mature when it comes to talking with them and dealing with them, so that you can have more networks at work. You know, you can have better relationships with your co-workers, or to even heal and fix something that could have happened in the past, again with a co-worker. This tension created between these two planets can talk about some stress maybe that may come through communication, through some blocked communication that can come through, or some notice, some emails, some news that can come your way that could really stress you in your physical body, because the 6th house is the house of your health. So please keep that in mind and make sure to be careful with your health, and to, you know, try to calm down, but to also take a practical approach in your day-to-day life and the way how you deal with your physical health. There can also be slowdowns when it comes to communicating with a coworker, or a need to reconcile with them. There could be a clash first, and then a need to reconcile with this transit. For others of you, Capricorns, this may talk about learning or taking a course or a certification, or just learning, reading books, getting information when it comes to taking care of your physical health, to your diet, to the way how you take care of your body, to workout routines, doing yoga, doing anything that helps you move your physical body. You may have the need to be more on the go. It could be that Saturn here in the third house of your short distance travel. It could be that you either feel restricted by so many errands you need to run on a daily basis and so many responsibilities that are coming through with Jupiter in your sixth house, that you feel like you're always on the road. You feel like you're always doing things for others. You're always being out and about, driving around, running tasks for you, your family, people around you, maybe even being in service to other people, with the sixth house being the house of service. Or it could be the other way around, to where you really want to take on some more responsibilities or just complete and accomplish your daily tasks. You're running errands, accomplishing things on a daily basis, but it could be that there's issues maybe with your car, to where it slows you down and you can't really be on the road and out and about, to go after these things. For others of you, this tension here can talk about maybe a health issue that comes up that needs attention, needs healing, that maybe restricts you in the way how again you run your errands, you are on the road, but also in the way how you talk to others. Maybe you want to feel a bit more, or you want to become a bit more isolated, more introverted in your communications because of some health issue that may be going on. For others of you Capricorns, this square between Saturn and Jupiter may bring it to attention the need and structure associated with maybe your business. If you have a small business, the third house is it rules these things, so that you can develop a practical way, a practical plan and structure in your day-to-day life, to where you can become more mature and smarter with your business, to expand your business, but you may be doing so in a daily basis. You may incorporate something in your daily routines to be able to create some type of structure and stability in your small business, again, if you have one. Now, if you're in the publishing and writing industry, in also marketing, then there can be a need to create some type of structure, some type of practicality on a daily basis, again, to be able to expand your business, or at least to take it off on a practical way, in a way that you may receive profit in the long run, maybe little by little, with Saturn being here, the planet of slowing down. But eventually, I think, especially when Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer, which is going to be next year, in the sign that it's exalted, maybe you might see some results, again, if you are in these industries, writing, publishing, marketing, also maybe in car sales also. These are some outcomes that can come from this transit. For others of you Capricorns, you may put out a plan for yourself, for your schedules, for how you want to have a more structured life, to where you feel more accomplished within yourself, and you feel complete, you feel mature in the way how you deal with your day-to-day life. Now, for others of you, it may be that you may feel restricted when it comes to taking care of a pet, when it comes to buying a pet, having some type of addition with an animal in your household. You may realize that maybe you're too busy, maybe you're too much outside in long distance trips, that you're not able to take care of a pet. The other scenario for others of you Capricorns can be associated with some type of short distance travel that maybe you've been wanting to do for a while now, but there could be responsibilities, daily responsibilities weighting you down, that are expanding and are putting some tension into your life, so maybe you're not able to do this just yet. Or it could be the other way around, to where you take practical steps. Again, you build some structure for yourself, take one step at a time to be able to achieve this desire, this want to go somewhere close, to take a road trip, to go somewhere. And you may be smart and wise when it comes to your daily routines and responsibilities to be able to accomplish this. Lastly, this square between your third and sixth house talks about Saturn bringing the attention for a lot of you Capricorns in being stable and mature and wise in the way how you talk to other people, but in a warmer way, with Jupiter being activated here. So there maybe is some tension being created with somebody in your day-to-day life, with somebody that you deal with on a daily basis, that creates some type of situation that brings this into your attention. So again, Saturn brings roadblocks and challenges, but they are important to overcome to be able to get on the other side of things. And if there are some challenges happening for you Capricorns with this transit, keep in mind that Saturn is here for the long run. It wants you to go over these challenges, these roadblocks, overcome them to be able to have long-lasting effects, especially associated with your third house matters. But this is what I have for you Capricorns for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Aquariuses, on August 19, we have the first square between Saturn and Jupiter, which are sitting in your second house in Pisces and fifth house in Gemini, respectively. We're going to have another square in December between these two planets, and then another one next year. Until then, we're going to focus, we're going to talk again. But for this one, though, there is some tension here being created for you Aquariuses, associated maybe with your self-worth, your self-confidence. For some of you, there could be some situation that highlights the need to put some structure in place, some discipline, some practicality when it comes to your self-worth and your self-identity, your self-expression, your talents also. And you may be doing so by using your creative and artistic abilities. It could be that this tension here is teaching you or inviting you to use your creativity to boost your self-confidence. This square can also talk about maybe a child that is helping you or challenging you in your self-confidence. They could either help you boost your self-confidence, take more practical ways to do so, or it could be that they are challenging you. They're more on the challenging side with the square. For others of you, it could be that a romantic partner or somebody you're dating maybe says something, does something that kind of affects you in your self-worth. And so Saturn here wants to teach you that you should feel complete, accomplished within yourself before going out there and expanding in your fifth house romance life. The second house, on the other hand, is the house of personal income, personal finances. So it could be that this square highlights the potential that you may have to earn money from a hobby, from a creative ability, or it could be that maybe you thought you could make a lot of money out of a project, but it turns out that there's more work that needs to be done. There's harder work that needs to be done to be able to receive the financial reward coming out of it. It could also be that there might be a child that needs more support from you financially with this transit. There could be something that is going on in their life, maybe some kind of expansion, maybe some kind of improvement in their life, and they are asking you for financial support with Saturn being the second house. So it kind of restricts you in your personal finances. You realize that you need to help somebody else, and for some of you, you may have the funds, but others of you may not. So there's some tension, some stress being created here in your ability to support somebody else. Jupiter rules your 11th house, so this can pretty much be associated with some type of long-term dream and goal that you may have had for the future, especially again, it can be associated with a creative and artistic ability. Maybe you've been wanting to lift off some type of project associated with your creativity and to earn money from it. But again, this tension here can tell you that there is some structure that needs to be put in place, or it could be that this tension here is telling you to increase your self-confidence so that you can get the rewards that you want out of this project. The 11th house is also the house of friends, so it can be that maybe you are supporting a friend with your finances, or the other way around, that the friend is supporting you with this transit. So there's some tension here, maybe some misunderstanding, but there's definitely an opportunity to build some type of structure when it comes to your personal finances and income, and doing so associated with your creativity, children, dating life. Also, there's some connection going on here. For others of you Aquariuses, this transit can talk about reconsidering having children, having a child, or maybe understanding that you need to have some more structure when it comes to your personal finances and income to be able to invite or to be able to welcome a child into your life, into your household. Saturn rules your 12th house, so it could very much be that all these projects could be happening behind the scenes. All these creative endeavors that you're taking on, or relationships that you're trying to fix with a child or help a child, could all be happening behind the scenes. Or it could be that for a few of you, you're maybe wanting to relocate abroad, but it could be that maybe a child doesn't want to, or there are money issues going on with desire to move abroad and live somewhere else. I feel like I've covered most of the things that could be happening for you Aquarius with this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Pisces suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Saturn square Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. Pisces, the square between these two planets is happening on August 19. This is the first square. There's going to be another one in December, and then another one next year. But for this video, I want to focus specifically on this first square. And it's happening at 17 degrees. So if you have any planets or points between 14 degrees and 20 degrees in the sign of Pisces, in Gemini, in Sagittarius, and also Virgo, then you might feel this the most. But especially, if you have any planets or points in Pisces, since you're listening to this. So the square between Saturn and Jupiter is happening between your first house and your fourth house. For a lot of you Pisces, there may be a desire, a want to expand in your house, in your household, maybe have a new family member join you. However, you might feel a little bit restricted with this new audition. You may feel like it's somehow limiting you in expressing your identity, your personality, who you are as a person, and how you want other people to see you. For others of you, this square may talk about the chance and the opportunity to maybe work from home, but you again may feel very restricted to do so. Maybe you don't have the right environment to do so, and that is because Jupiter rules your 10th house of your career, public reputation, of your work and what you're known to be doing in this lifetime. The other thing, or the other possibility of this square, can talk about wanting to feel more lighthearted in your household, in your home environment, more happy, more optimistic, but there could be way more responsibilities also added to you. And for you, Pisces, this square is a very, very important because it's activating also your 10th house and your 7th house. It's happening at an angular, or in angular houses, the first and the fourth. So it could be that, a lot of responsibilities are coming your way, associated with maybe a partnership, maybe in your marriage, maybe, in your house, maybe with your parents, with people that you live with, or just responsibilities that are coming from your work, from your career. So there's some tension here that is created, that is ringing a bell for a lot of you, Pisces, to expand and create a happy environment in your home, but maybe having to maybe discipline and create some structure associated with expressing yourself, expressing your identity, or even spending some quality time with a partner to where you establish some stronger foundation with them within your relationship. And if you don't have a partner, then this can talk about maybe putting a lot of attention in some type of contract, some type of agreement that is associated with where you live, maybe your house, your rent, your mortgage, or maybe associated with your career. Again, there's a lot of activation happening for you, Pisces, and Saturn is sitting in your first house, and with Saturn here, you might feel like you are holding the weight of the world. You have so many responsibilities happening, but with some tension that's being created here, then it just means that you need to just be down to earth when it comes to your identity and how you want to express yourself within your family dynamics, your partnership, and with whoever knows you. The square here may also talk about wanting to achieve some type of long-term dream and goal that could elevate your status, or that could change your identity and how other people see you. And that is because Saturn rules your 11th house of long-term dreams and goals for the future. And creating this tense aspect from the first, again, can talk about wanting to build some structure, some discipline, following schedules, being on top of things, to be able to express yourself freely. And the first house is also the house of your physical body, so keep in mind to take practical steps to take care of your health, of your physical body, of how other people see you, in the way how you dress and how you take care of yourself. For others of you, Pisces, you may really, really want to relocate somewhere, to change a city, to change a country, to change your house, your apartment, to go somewhere, but at the same time you feel like going into this other place does not let you express yourself freely. So there's like some kind of restriction when it comes to your identity and how you want other people to perceive you. On the more positive side, this transit can bring a great opportunity to buy or sell some kind of property, and doing so in like a mature way, in calculating everything correctly, in a very practical way, like literally writing down prices, information about your buy or your sell, just laying out important details associated with it. And then it could also be that somebody wants to move in with you or move out of your household, and you realize with this 10th square that could really affect you in your identity, who you are as a person, again, and how you can express yourself with others. This square could also bring some discomfort and tension with a partner, with somebody you share your life with. This can also be a business partner, so keep that in mind also. but there is a need here to expand in your household, to change and expand in your public reputation, in your status also. But in able to do so, you need to again be or feel more mature in expressing yourselves to others, and set boundaries. Set boundaries with the people around you. So these are definitely some scenarios that could be there for you, Pisces. With Saturn ruling your 11th house here, it can also talk about the desire to take on some new projects that you can do from home, but having family members that don't really agree with you. So there's some tension here, there's some restriction that they may be putting in place. Or it could be the other way around, to where somebody in your household, people that you live with, they want to expand, maybe add something to the house, or just buy a new one, or just move, but then you don't agree with it. You feel like this is somehow restricting you or drying you out, burning you out in one way or another, with Saturn transiting your first house. So this is not an easy aspect, but it's definitely asking or calling for a need to action. So, for a lot of you Pisces, you may have these disagreements again with family members or related to real estate, but there's a need for action here, to take steady steps, practical steps, to be truthful, to face challenges, to overcome them, to be able to expand in your fourth house matters. One more thing that I want to say is that the fourth house is also the house of our homeland. So if you happen to live abroad, to live in a foreign land, and you might want to maybe relocate or go back to visit your family members, but with Saturn in the first house, you feel like you're somehow being restricted or not able to express yourself freely. Or you could come across as very detached, even disciplined, maybe very mature. It doesn't have to be on the negative side. It could also be that you come across as somebody very mature, very intelligent, wise, smart, very stable in your life. That can definitely be a possibility for some of you Pisces. So important activations for you. You have planets that rule important areas of your life being activated at this time. Again, you could experience also maybe challenges with even authority figures also in your career, in your job, that you want to expand, but there's somebody that does not agree with you, maybe at work too, somebody that you need to collaborate with. That also can be a scenario for you Pisces. But generally speaking, I wish you the best with this one. I hope you have some important changes in your life. I also want to say that a lot of these things could be happening behind the scenes, Pisces, because these two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, came together in December 2020 in a conjunction in your 12th house of behind the scenes projects hidden from other people. So it could really be that everything is happening behind the scenes. You are doing all of these changes, kind of not telling people about it. Or it could literally be that you're doing all these changes in a foreign land, far away from people that you grew up with. Or it could be that all these changes that are happening in your life could be there to transform the way how you connect with the Creator, with God, with the universe, and also to transform your spirituality, to give you a bigger and better understanding of how the laws of universe work. And who else can understand that better than you, Pisces? You are the rulers of the 12th house. So profound changes that can really give you profound blessings. And Saturn and Jupiter are going to afterwards trine each other and then oppose each other. This is a long cycle between these two planets that lasts for about 20 years. So by 2040 you're going to have massive changes associated with your 12th house matters, where this conjunction started. But for now, for this month, for August, and really for the rest of the year, you might have desire to expand in your career, public reputation, in your household, in your real estate, but also facing some tension, maybe some restrictions in your in expressing your identity and in your partnerships and collaborations. This is what I have for you, Pisces, for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website.